Hi, my name is Stephen Walker, and today I'm going to be talking to you about strategic thinking and decision making. A bit of a difficult subject for me, you might think. Well, not really. It's quite important, isn't it, to lay out that strategy. I keep hearing on the news at the moment that so-and-so are laying off thousands of people. Thousands of people here, Tesla are laying off, Deutsche Bank are laying off, everybody's laying off. Well, should we ask if they're laying off the right people? Should we lay off the people who hired them in the first place? Somebody says that they're laying off 12,000 people to improve productivity. Okay, don't quite understand that myself, but how did you take them on in the first place if you didn't get them to work appropriately? You're not sacking the right people. Okay. Strategy is difficult because you're always trying to forecast the future. As somebody said, if you try and forecast the future and look into a crystal ball, you must expect to eat ground grass most of the time. It's very, very difficult. It doesn't mean to say you can ignore it, it has to be done. Now there's such a thing as what I call it a buccaneering strategy. Other people take it as ad hoc, really. But if you think about the pirates of yore, now they weren't just floating about on the sea waiting for a treasure ship to come past. They did a lot of stuff to be ready to be good pirates. For a start, they had a motivation mechanism whereby they all shared in the spoils. So that's quite motivating for a pirate. They had their own ship, which was armed to the teeth, lots and lots of guns, very, very fast. The pirates themselves were, as we all know, cutthroat pirates. So they were ready. They were prepared for whatever did come floating past. A true buccaneer strategy. Now in your business, if you're on buccaneering strategy to grab whatever opportunity comes past, are you ready for it? Are you poised? Are you fit? Do you have your sails trimmed? Do you have your guns loaded? Are you ready? Or do you think if something comes past, then that's the time to get ready? Well, I know what happens in far too many cases. Yeah, the buccaneers turn out to be the treasure ship that comes past and you get snapped up by somebody else. So that's strategy. Strategic thinking is very, very important. Let's take you over to decision making now. Critical decision making is a big subject and I have run courses on it. It's very, very important to look at the overall picture in decision making. We're all aware of SWOT analyses and things like that, but when it comes to critical decisions, I do urge you to actually lay out a huge diagram of what all the conditions are and add up the net present value of all the options. Sometimes when you're making a critical decision, you have what seems to be a sensible case, but a pain in your stomach, a pain in your gut. And that's your gut telling you, your head telling you that there's something that you're worried about. Please don't go ahead with that decision until you've worked out what that feeling, that gut pain is telling you. You need to know what that is. Once you know what it is, you can analyze it and then make a logical decision about if you should do it or not. But without knowing what that gut is, your gut's telling you, you shouldn't go ahead. I got to this situation a long time ago, and it was a big decision. And I laid out a whole diagram looking at all the options at each point and where they would go. And there was something like a 1% chance on my estimate that things would go horribly wrong and bankrupt business, really. And for that reason I didn't do it. The benefits were completely outweighed by that small but potential risk. And it actually came to pass that had we gone down that route, that disaster would have happened. Maybe I got the 1% chance wrong, it's only an estimate after all. But I was glad that my gut was telling me something was wrong. And by putting in a day's work, they found out what it was and saved the business. That's proper critical decision making. Strategy is important. Decision making on strategy is important. You need to get it right, and I don't want to be reading that your business is laying off thousands of people because you got it wrong. Stephen Walker, Motivation Matters, creating environments where people give their best work.